You've been lied to, especially if you've watched a lot of daytime TV, especially shows like Judge Judy, The People's Court, etc. I was really shocked when I found out recently that Judge Judy isn't even a real judge and that her courtroom is not even a court. The majority of people know that wrestling is fake, but imagine if you thought for most of your life that Judge Judy was a real judge, the court was real, and then all of a sudden you find out it's not real. I mean, you'd be shocked and angry, and that's how I feel right now. I only found out about this a few days ago. I grew up watching Judge Judy. Even recently, I've watched a lot of cases. What the reality of it is that the cases are arbitration based. They're not actual court cases. And arbitration is a thing where if two parties have a dispute, they can take it to arbitration instead of going to court. Because with court, there's waiting lists, there's more of a process involved, where arbitration's a lot easier. The thing is, though, the program says Judge Judy. They promote it as that she's a judge, and that's very misleading. They even say, this is her courtroom. You know, it's not a court. That's the bottom. It's a TV studio. That's what it is. And there used to be a intro where the guy says, real cases, real people, Judge Judy. And, you know, that part is true. It actually is true. Like, the cases are real, the people are real, but they're not actual court-based in that it's arbitration, which means in terms of Judge Judy and other court shows, what happens is these are cases that are already in small claims courts across America, and the TV networks go scouting, looking around, and if the two parties, say the plaintiff and the defendant, they have to sign agreements, right? Like if they want to be on judge, say if the scouts, you know, approach them and, you know, they agree to go on Judge Judy, they have to sign, both of the sides have to sign contracts and to agree that whatever Judge Judy decides, that's it. That's what happens. So even though it's not a real court, whatever Judge Judy says does stand legally. Like it is in the almost all cases, what she says is final. So that's how it works. But it is very misleading when they say it's a court. When she calls herself a judge. Because the bottom line is, like, I've done research on this, the way that Judge Judy behaves and carries on as a so-called judge would be totally unacceptable in an actual court. You can't just scream and yell and have hissy fits all the time and be passive-aggressive and be a total witch that anyone with half a brain doesn't even like, and also a person that reminds a lot of people of just a horrible teacher they had in grade school. You can't just act like that. Totally unacceptable in a normal court. But because it's an arbitration-based court, so-called court, she can do what she wants, basically. And, you know, because both parties agree to it. You know, they have to sign contracts. You know, so that's how it works, really. And also, the defendants don't have to pay any of the liability. It's the network that pays for it. So it's really win-win. Like the defendants, not only the defendants get out of the actual real court case, they end up getting the TV network to pay their bills, you know, the liability. So that's another scam as well. And I'm guessing that's why Judge Judy carries on and yells, you know, being the bitch she is, because, you know, if you're going to get free money like that, I may as well give you a grilling. You know, that's her mentality. But yeah, she's not a real judge. It's not a real court. That's why it's a total racket, and They can do what they want. The only thing that's really real about it, whatever she says, the large majority of time stands. But that's only because they both sign agreements. You know, like whenever they both parties sign an agreement, you know, that's the is the legal standing basically. So yeah, that's that. I'm pretty angry about it. It's ridiculous. But on the other hand, I've always wondered how is it that there's people from all over the country going to Judge Judy's court, and I always thought, like, I thought courtrooms were based on the state, and then this all makes sense now, you know, because it's not a court. If it was a real court, then you can't have people from states outside of California going to California, you know, where Judge Judy's court is. And another thing that's misleading is she's got a New York flag behind her when the actual courtroom is in LA. It's just a total racket. So yeah, my rant's done. Yeah, just I feel I'm really appalled and I feel lied to.